Good morning. I know there's a little noise behind me, but good morning. There we go. I was talking to nobody. Hello, good morning. Jackie Glass here, Mama, Navy Vet certified doer and laced up legislator for the House of Delegates, 89th District. Let me close down some of these apps because y'all know y'all do it too. Have a bazillion apps open and it's slowing down your progress. Just like when you got a bazillion things you got going on and you need to narrow it down to one or two because you're slowing down your progress. That's what I'm doing this morning. Let's see. I am not in town, which is why you see a different background here for me. I'm hoping that you can tell me if the frame rate is saying that it's a little slow. Too slow. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. I hope that you guys can see me well. It's telling me this is a little bit slow. And I can't do anything about that if it's acting ugly. If it's acting ugly because I'm at a hotel. Loud and clear. Great. Thank you. So on with it. Onward, right? We done already wasted a minute of your time doing jibber jabber. So let's get right into it. So this week has been a really go kind of week. Right now, you're seeing this different background because I am at the Virginia Interfaith Power and Light Alliance doing my doing work on just getting a little bit more knowledge on environmental justice. So this is the 2022 Virginia Environmental Justice Retreat. And I just want to say this too. Good morning. Good morning. One of the biggest things I think in coming to work. So if we've been on this journey with me, then you know, I've had a lot of electoral concerns, process concerns, transparency concerns, and we'll talk about that too with what's going on with our city. But never did my world really intersect with the issue, or my passion intersect with the issue of environmental justice until I started getting deeper and deeper into work and realizing there's an intersection between all the things, housing, all the things that I'm passionate about, and the environment. I want to say this too, is do I always have to sort of negotiate the pressure to feel like I have to know something about everything and have to know all the things? So when I'm at an environmental justice retreat, and there's a lot of knowledge gaps for me, and that's important to acknowledge because we know there's space to grow just with especially with what's going on in our area. If you're in the Hampton Roads area, then you know there's a lot of environmental injustices that happen because there has been a consistent a divestment and investment in line with the degradation of low-income Black people, in low-income people, that's one, Black people, that's two. And then just certain areas of the city. But there are certain pieces of the environment conversation that touch us all. And so I'm here doing several things. I want to learn more, right? I definitely will be leaning into you all who are more savvy on the environmental justice topic, because I can't do it by myself. I can't do it by myself, but I am a lifelong learner. So, I guess I want you to tell me in the chat right now, what is your biggest environmental concern in your own backyard? And I'm saying in your own backyard because I want to narrow the scope. We can get really in the weeds on what's happening nationally, and that gets really heavy. But what is your biggest environmental justice or environmental concern in your own backyard? And that could be a number of things. So put that in the chat for me, because I want to know what's What is you all's number one concern? Water quality. Oh yes, water quality is a huge one. Well, we kicked off this retreat. While you guys tell us in the chat, what is your number one thing in your own backyard that is your environmental justice or environmental concern? Because it looks different everywhere we go. We talked a lot about public participate. Can't get it out, it's early. Public participation, how important it is, and what it looks like. I know that part of my goal, at least in the realms right now with environmental justice, is really looking at how do we get more folks engaged in our area or not how do we get more folks, how do I get access to more folks engaged on the local area that are pushing in a way that creates change. Do we have any boards or commissions that are committed to environmental justice in our area? I mean, we've got the tree commission, but just looking at what does that look like in our own backyard, and then how do we can make a pathway so that our voices are louder on the state level to be able to access dollars and opportunities for what we have going on. Because as you guys know, in Norfolk, we're trying to get this seawall built, and we need help. I'm gonna have to go to the state level with the other state-led legislators, try to get some money to make things happen. But it can be very difficult to get the things that you need done, that you want and need done, when there's a lack of empathy for what's happening in your own backyard. Yeah, the Sierra Club's here. There's a good organization too. Good morning, Chioma, candidate for City Council in Petersburg. I'm really excited today to learn a little bit more about the Infrastructure Act, the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, because what I do recognize is, as we look at the relationship between the state, the local, between the federal, state, and local government, the federal government has put some stipulations on there on that infrastructure money that has to do with environmental standards and things that have to be done. There's a lot of justice in that ability to get that federal money, and what we know 100% is that we do have a state level executive branch that doesn't believe in a lot of this, right? They don't believe in climate change and climate justice or anything like that. So we could very well, the Commonwealth could be missing out on a lot of this federal infrastructure money just because our governor, our executive branch, and his and his goodness, I can't. Can you tell I've been using my brain a lot? And the folks that he's appointed do not believe in these sorts of things, so they will not access that money. So there will be a lot of money left on the table. So it's going to be both urgent and important that those folks that are really bought in on specific environmental issues and things like that you all are beating a drum about money left on the table. I already see it. I already feel it. And it's going to happen. It's the same thing with ARPA funds. When we were talking about, I say this all the time, I feel like I have PTSD with ARPA within the city of Norfolk. Is when we were banging the drum about ARPA, ARPA money's coming, be prepared. And when we don't have our on the ball, we miss out. And who suffers most are you all, people in the communities. Oh, Chioma. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. This is our job, right? Our goal here always at this office is to educate, advocate, celebrate, and legislate. And we are going to continue to do those things, and also hopefully receive those things. Educate us, advocate to, with, and for us, celebrate to, with, and for us, and help us legislate. Which brings me to the fact that summer school, this is the last week of summer school. So if you haven't signed up for Certified Doers Summer School, please come. We've got some amazing scholars in summer school that have developed their bills, their policy ideas, and they'll be presenting them. And I definitely want to make sure that we give them the opportunity to, you all get the opportunity to interact with that. And speaking of that, like of just the opportunities that we're able to present and that we're able to bring to the community, we got to fund the work. We are back in the mode where we're not only working with and for you all, we're preparing ourselves to be able to continue to do the work. So in the post, you'll see where you can donate to the campaign, and I don't want to be campaigning right now. Let me just say that. That's not what I want to be doing. Donate to the cause, right? Invest in what it is that we're doing, and the campaign season will start next year, because we are in service of the people of the 89th district and preparing ourselves to be a service to the people of the 93rd district because of redistricting. That's a whole thing. Do not forget, y'all. I want to tell you now, be preparing, getting your folks ready that redistricting is real, right? In this next election, you're going to make sure that you are checking who is in your congressional district. If you're in Norfolk, you definitely have Bobby Scott. He has the whole Representative Scott. He has the whole city of Norfolk. But those are things that we got to be taking up, being abreast of. Oh, Benita said, Lulu, locally unwanted land use. Okay. That, we were on the, I asked you guys to put in the chat if you haven't already done so, just the things that, put the environmental concerns that you may have, right? And let me just tell you, as I grow in this work and I learn more, the environmental concerns, they get vast, bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, I just realized how widespread the environmental piece is. Like, like Chioma said, water quality. Benita said, land use. It's real. Chioma, you said that yanking all the monies. Just made a partnership with Peter Rose that encompassed several issues, but at the end of the day, we can't wait on government. We got to do the work. Yeah, in many hands. What I don't want us to get in the habit of is feeling like we have to do it all. But that's where I am, and I will probably give a better debrief on what this and what the retreat is all about, because as I said to you guys earlier, today I will be getting the opportunity to hear from some federal level folks on the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. We'll be talking about RGGI, and for those of you guys don't know, RGGI is the Regional Green Gas Initiative, and some transitioning stuff. So you guys don't know what I know when I know it. When I know it. I'm just making sure I'm getting myself together, y'all. And I talked a little bit about redistricting. Y'all know that it's not letting me access the document. I was trying to access my document so I could see all the news that we can use. Good morning. Oh, good morning, Charlene. I think it's important that I say this, and I appreciate you, Charlene. Charlene says she's sad that I won't be her delegate after this cycle. You see this shirt? Y'all see this? Oh, let me do it this way. Y'all see this? I think it's really important to understand what redistricting has done for our city. We have a great opportunity moving ahead. A really, really, really huge opportunity moving ahead. We will have, and if I've explained this too many times, I will just say it because I think we need to get in a place where we recognize that our state representatives, we're not just representing our districts, we're hitting that button. We're hitting that button for our districts. We're hopefully coming back and doing good work for our district, but the work we do is Commonwealth inclusive. And so the way I see it, Charlene, this morning, the way I see it, period, about what's ahead when we do the redistricting is that, one, we will have 3 delegates with large portions of our city instead of 5 delegates, and only 2 of them have portions of the city. We'll have 3 strong advocates for the city of Norfolk. 3 strong advocates. Okay, that's a big deal. We will have one state senator instead of two state senators, neither of which live in Norfolk. Does that make sense? So that means 4 strong advocates up in Richmond working really hard, not only for the Commonwealth, but specifically for the city of Norfolk. So when you guys, think about, what doesn't matter what district I'm in, when we're doing the work for the city of Norfolk. We represent and we take care of constituent services wise our particular district. But what I'm hopeful for is that you guys get out and vote, not only this November, but next November, and that we get a good team. Right? That's what we're trying to build. We need to build those 4 advocates, that one state senator, those 3 delegates, 3. Well, we'll have 4. We'll have 4 delegates, but one of them will only have a tiny piece of Norfolk, and the rest will be Virginia Beach. So we'll have 3.5 and 1 senator. We got to build a team, and we need to look at all of these districts, 92, 93, 94, and 95, because those are our districts. We need to look at those districts. We need to be talking to people across the town. We need to be talking to other folks in other districts and saying, like, how do we build a solid team for our city? And so if I'm not your delegate, then the thing is like, you got to get folks voting across the board. That's it. So I understand your sentiment. I do understand your sentiment, Miss Charlene. But like, it is a service that we should be doing across the board. And I feel like there's going to be some collaboration. There's going to have to be some sort of underbelly collaboration between the folks that are elected next year in doing warm handoffs, because I fully expect that there will be people that are not in the new district that are going to reach out because out of habit for help and service. So we're going to have to hold those 2 things in our hands. Good morning, Lamont. How are you? Yeah, we're in a good place. I feel like we're in a good place because we do need more advocates, and we do need more people up there doing the right thing. Good morning, Clifton. Cliff, it's been a minute, and I see all these questions, and let me take them. Look, I see it. Okay. Does the redistricting help us in ways that are clearly tangible? I don't know if I would say the redistricting help us in ways that are clearly tangible, other than Cliff, is that we won't have people that have these teeny tiny investment pieces in Norfolk. So we've got 3. Like I said, we've got 3 delegates right now that have these little tiny sections. And so when it comes down to like advocating for the needs of Norfolk, Norfolk's an afterthought, because only 2 out of the 5 delegates live in Norfolk. Only of it, and really actually are, to be quite honest, really are actually advocating on behalf of the city. So like, representation at the state level, which makes a difference. That, I guess I could say that's tangible. That makes a difference for being able to advocate for money and things like that. Because I'll tell you, we were working hard to get some money, and y'all, we got that million, and I'm following up on the $1 million that we were able to get for Operation Ceasefire for crime prevention. That's not a lot of money, but it's something. We take it. But that sort of thing, being able to advocate. We can use a grocery store in the corner of Tidewater and Lafayette. There was a grocery store between Manny Burgers and Tiny Giant. It's been gone for 30 years now. I love what you're doing. All right, but here's what we do, right? Because that's when we're trying to create better advocates, and I appreciate you coming on and saying that. When we talk about so between Lafayette and that's on that strip. There's some background work that has to be done. What I'm going to say is, I will love to connect you, because what I can do is what you can do is advocate in that piece, because that is local governance, and we know this, right? Like I overstand you, but I think we need to process wise figure out what does that look like to advocate for something in between Lafayette and Tidewater, whatever that looks like. I don't know if it's a grocery store. I don't know what it is, but it's like, look, it sounds like we need something in between there. So like, let's connect. Like, I think you got my number. You got my number, and set up a game plan to help you build your coalition, build your folks to do that ask. Because the thing we have to stop doing is not, and this is not Clifton, because I know he's a bad man, Gemma, and we'll get some things done. But being able to build your people, asking the right questions to right people is super important, and that's what I'm going to do. Because I know what's in my lane of like, let's get it done, and I know what's not. And I know how I can be helpful even if it's not in my lane. So thank you for putting that here. I appreciate you loving what I'm doing. I appreciate y'all being here in the morning. And sound like we got another thing to hold in our hands. Charlene said, I understand and appreciate the fine points. Okay, great. Great about redistricting. What I did ask of you all is if you have any environmental issues, because like I said, right now I'm at the Virginia Environmental Justice Retreat in Charlottesville. I don't know if I said that, in Charlottesville, just trying to get smarter on in a very real way, get a little bit smarter. Now this past week, you guys have probably seen, if you looked at the posts and things, I spent some time at the ports, looking at, I got the opportunity to, one, go to the shipyard, and two, do a tour of the port. I think about how right here in Norfolk, there's so much money, there's so much people, there's so much, we booming. But I don't know that we're benefiting. And so that is something that I'm processing as I look at the port and the great service that our community does to the economic development of the Commonwealth, whether it's all the daggum truck traffic that goes up and down Hampton Boulevard, or it's all of the whole port. Like, the whole daggum port is in our backyard, and I just feel like there has got to be a way for there to be a Rocky in it. And as I'm stealing up from my friend Kezia Hendricks, who runs Young Investment Groups, what is the return on community investment? Is there a community investment for all of these things that we're holding in our hand? We've got a lot of non-taxable land. We've got a base. We've got a port. What else we got? We got hella churches. We got a lot of churches. But just recognizing that our tax base is not necessarily the best for how much we contribute to the success of this Commonwealth. So I'm percolating that. As I got to see that the shipyard, they're looking for folks to get into maritime. Everybody's having a hard time hiring. But I just straight told them, folks are like, hey, I can't go. I watch my family member work on the plantation, and that's what I've heard. That is what I've heard from people. Like, I can't go back to that. I got to do something better. They have us work in the shipyard. What I think the folks over there are trying to do is make it worthwhile. Make it worth your while and the next generation's while. And I was like, you've got to show a way of succession. How do I get into this field and see myself building up on my building wealth or building those things, because I can go here and make more money. And granted, I won't be in the same place I am in 5 years at Target as I am at the shipyard, but you got to be able to articulate that vision. So it was really great it was really great to see the shipyard, to see the new carriers that are coming in. Defense spending is actually pretty. I know it's going to sound weird coming from a sailor, but if we don't start realigning what it looks like to spend on defense, we're going to be in trouble. We're fighting different wars right now. And listen, she almost said water quality. That's one of them. So that part in the port was beautiful. Here we go. I'm checking. Sorry, I did get a lot of messages, so we're gonna go through. Vicky said, "Good morning, Bad Mama Jamma." She is Bad Mama Jamma. It was announced Friday. It has not been received because please spread the word. Okay, what was this? Can you tell me what this is? Because I can't click on it. Actually, oh, I see it. News, got it. So in the news, thank you. So this is what I'm talking about, Vicky. Look at her, certified doer. Look at, I can't take y'all this doing. We're doing this morning. Hold on, I'm gonna fall out. Yes, certified doer. Okay, so what Vicky just put in the chat was there was a late announcement on Friday, is what she said. Has not received a lot of coverage. Spread the word. Also, there's a registration link in the news story that appears to be broken. Use the links, the press receipts, to register for a stakeholder survey and leave a comment. This is what I'm talking about, y'all. This is how they be getting us. It's the Governor Youngkin announces a Virginia energy plan, and it's open for comment. I'm telling y'all, I can't say this enough. I cannot say this enough. They don't believe in climate change, and they definitely have shown that they do not believe in justice as it pertains to how we do this work. So thank you, Vicky, so much for putting this in there. We need you to comment, and you need to share with folks, because oftentimes, like I said, I'm very new to this, but it's because I did not necessarily see how the environment was affecting my quality of life. Why all of me and my brothers and sisters had asthma, right? While we had the train tracks and the landfill and all these things right in our own backyard. Like, it was wild. And I'm just now seeing how environmentally there's definitely I don't give a damn attitude, and there has been with governance, and I don't give a damn, depending on the community, depending on the people, right? That's real. And so, and when I say depending on the community, how much the community makes, right? The wealth within the community, and are these people non-white? That's real. That is real. And so I need y'all, I need to do it. Thank you so much. This is news to me. I'm going to take a look at the Virginia energy plan, because I don't think they mean the same thing when they say energy as we do. For real. And I cannot wait to update you, God. Oh no, this is we'll get more people doing this, I promise. Chioma says they have training to create lobbyists. Lobbyist is not a bad word. Can I tell you that? I'm trying to create as many lobbyists as I can. I need as many people get at my neck, get at everybody, get at the city council's neck, get at the school board's neck, get at the governor's neck, get at the Senate's neck. Like, all of us are lobbyists in our own ways. We have our things we're passionate about, and we want to get people to do those things, as particular our elected. So I need you to be a lobbyist. Yep. Oh, you worked at the shipyard for years. Many of us have. Yeah, Clifton. Yeah, Cliff. Like, that's real. And as I was looking at how large and vast the shipyard is, and what is created. There was a comment made, and I know I'm gonna get ready to wrap up. There is a comment made while we were out there that, it's not just the shipyard that's struggling to get people to be a part of the organization, but the military is struggling. And I just had to be honest and made a comment that, look, the military was a great equalizer at one point, and it still can be a great equalizer in its own way, but we do have sailors and soldiers and Marines and Guardians that are food insecure. Like, they're dealing with the same, because remember, it's more about money than it is anything, right? When it comes down to the government, it's a money thing, and then it's a people thing. Then if you don't look right, then you ain't getting right. But what's happening is we're seeing a generation of people that, why would I serve a country that's not service to me? Why would I join the military? Remember, you had a lot of back in the day folks that were like, yo, the judge told me jail or the military. That's not necessarily the case right now. And when we have a climate that has said, if you ain't this way, that justice is not for everyone, and it's saying it out loud, systematically, right before it was saying out loud on the corners, and we saw it. We saw the injustice in our face, and now we see it, but it's a little bit more insidious. It wears a jacket, right? But we've got a faction of younger people that are saying, I'm not going to serve a country that doesn't serve me. And so recruitment is down. When you think about what's happening with women, right? And that's a whole nother thing I definitely am digging into. I'm looking for women vets and women active duty. I'm really trying to talk about women's reproductive rights, especially in uniform, because that is a silent group of people that are probably hurting the most or the most concerned in this area. But that's the thing, is we've got to really think about how we treat people when we invite them into our spaces. And so we cannot continue to think that people will eat shit like it's chocolate ice cream, because they're not. And we've got to do better by people if we want them to be participatory in our organizations, in our economy, in our military, in our communities. Like, we got to do better. Yep. You said, hold on, here we go. So much history, longer vocational, and thank you for your service to the shipyards, because I got a deeper appreciation for what folks do at the shipyard. I got a chance to get on the new carrier, the new USS Kennedy. I think it's CVN 79, a newer class of the new class of carrier. It was absolutely beautiful. As a person who has ridden ships for many years, I had not seen one in that state, and I just thought it was so cool. I felt like a kid, and I was grateful to see, and it was those folks on that boat, like, putting in the work, building out the flight deck. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was beautiful. A longer vocational process could help. Yeah, we do have to get our vocations in, and we're looking at how our school system is hopefully adding aviation, right, with that partnership with AIM and other schools, of just getting vocations in different fields, right, different sorts of fields in our schools. So much history. Remind us about your cabinet volunteer. Yeah. Oh yeah, so I will be building a cabinet. You're so funny. We'll be building a cabinet, especially for coming up for this session, y'all. We are so close. Hopefully I will be able to give you all a preview of our legislative agenda on October 1st. That is the goal, to get it done as we work with all of these organizations, just to get the legislation that will be that all these organizations that will be of support to us. Trying to get through all the questions before I go down, let it go. I remind us about the volunteer help. Yep. There are so many different ways to help. Like I said, one, if you have not subscribed to the newsletters, please do it. The newsletter will keep you up to date on what I'm doing, how, I get it. There are probably people in the district like, I ain't seen that girl since she got elected. And that's real, because we don't get to touch all folks. Like, we do our town halls once a month. We put out a newsletter every month. We do the lives every Tuesday and Thursday, but still, that's not the same as getting to people's doorsteps, right? And I'm not always able to do that, because this is a part-time job with full-time problems. And I got my own full-time problems, and I'll be talking about one of those here pretty soon, because there's some things that I have to deal with about choices that I made way back when, and that I have to now fix, and I just don't want to see it happen to anybody else. And once I get that organized and together, I'll be sharing that with you all. But I'd like to know how you think if you're a person that's like Chioma, I know you're such a certified doer. Maybe there's something that you feel like, here's how I can be of service. Reach out to the office. Tell us, like, here's how I can be hopeful, because we're in the thick of it, right? We're in the mud. So if you're like, hey, I'm a person that can go do XYZ, let's coordinate and get you moving, because we're trying to be of service to folks, and we've got to build our bench. And Bill is absolutely right. We are in a place where we're dealing with an administration that doesn't believe in science unless it suits their purposes. That's real, which is why thank you, Vicky Greco, for putting that in the chat. If you didn't see it, we need to take that survey. The Governor Youngkin just put out the Virginia energy. Look at Virginia Energy Plan. I think that's what it was called. Yep. And take the survey, put the public comment. Let's not make this like the daggum hotline where everybody complained and we still don't know what was said on the hotline. But I know some people that did put some stuff on that hotline that they definitely don't want to go public. So this is one of those things that I just need you guys to do it, and I will try to get the team to put a post up to tell everybody that we need to go ahead and take that survey, even if we say no, it needs to make sure we're taking care of everyday people. Yeah, okay, got it, Vince. Thank you for running point and trying to connect with Vicky. She might not still be on here, so you might have to make that that connection. Yankin, this is a call-in. He is running for president, y'all. He'll be in Michigan here pretty soon. And that's also really frustrating, is the fact that he is definitely running for president right now. Like, as I said before, out of respect for the people, and granted, I had a special election, so it was a small group. Out of respect for the people that asked me to represent them, I'm going to continue to be working hard and representing them. But that's the primary job. The secondary job is to get elected in the 93rd, the new district, which has some of the people in our district, but has a lot of people who are not. And when you're called to serve people, you take care of those people. You don't, even if your intent is to move on to something else, you got to take care of your people. And that's what we're seeing happening right now. Is like, homeboy is like, yo, I'm here. Thank y'all. On to the next. Like, mentally and operationally, on to the next. It's substandard, and we need to say it. We need to say it out loud that, like, you were called to serve the Commonwealth. But you should be. The news should not be about where you are in other places. It should be like about what you're doing in here. I'm talking about national news, because I get the newsletter and I get the updates of what's going on at the executive level. But I'm talking about national news has been more about what our governor is doing in other places and less about what he's doing right here in the Commonwealth. And, you know, I'm a middle child. I understand being an attention seeker. But you got to take care of your business right here at home. All right? So I'm going to bid you guys adieu, because I do got to get myself ready. My day starts at 7:30. I'm going to eat breakfast. You going to eat breakfast? Did you drink some water? Did you? Okay. If you ain't drink no water, I need you to get to that. It's Tuesday. Drink your water. What else? Eat some breakfast. And stay tuned to what we got going on. We have a town hall next week. I'm waiting to verify the date, but we do have a town hall next week. That's the time, the location. It may be virtual, maybe at a location, but we have that going on, and connect. So I'm gonna put the email, Del J Glass at house, y'all, at house.Virginia, spelled out, if I could spell Virginia, .gov. You know where to find us, all right? Until then, be well, do great, be great. You are a certified doer, and I will see you on Thursday morning. Take care.